Hi, welcome back to the Jack and Glenn channel. I'm Jackie.
I'm my husband, Glenn.
He's my husband, Glenn.
Hey, before we start, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification so you miss any of our reviews. Tonight we're reviewing Married at First Sight, Season 17, Episode 16, Rocky Retreat. Rocky Retreat. We want to get started.
I really didn't get the title. Not really.
It was a Rocky Retreat.
I mean, it didn't. It was more rocky at the end than.
But it was rocky for everybody. It was rocky for Michael and Chloe. It was.
They wasn't even there.
But they getting there. It was rocky for Orion and Lauren. They didn't have.
They didn't really have an interaction. Not really.
But it was rocky for Becca and Austin because he was such a fanboy of Von Miller and being in the house.
That wasn't the rockiest, I would imagine.
And then it was rocky for Brennan and Emily because it was rocky and she hit the road. Jack.
That was at the end.
Yeah, but it was multiple things that made it rocky.
I wouldn't call it rocky. So let's do this and get it out the way.
Let's knock it out.
Cameron and Claire.
Over.
He wasn't there.
Nope.
She went on a couples retreat. She talked about how she felt funny going without him and being there with the other couples, but she felt like she still wanted to go because, she could focus on her. He's focusing on getting himself better. I'm going to leave it alone.
She's delusional, though, about their relationship in the space that they're in. Because she's like, oh, he's just avoiding me because...
No, she said he's focusing on himself and getting better. That's what he said.
Yeah, but he focused on himself getting better, but guess what? He's not getting better with you. And I said this last night when we watched it. If you had a heart condition and you just had surgery and you're still recovering, whatever. I know you give the medical perspective, but the way that she's putting in, the way he's putting it is like he's dying. Right? I would go and visit you, and I would go be with you. I wouldn't go on this retreat with the rest of the couples. But he
don't want no visits.
He's telling her to stay away from me.
He don't want no visits. He probably has convinced himself if she comes around, he's going to have some flutter again.
Probably so. So he tried to say she causing a flutter?
He basically said it. He basically said it.
That's ridiculous.
He basically
He just
said
don't like her, though. He don't want to be with her.
I'm going to say this.
Go ahead, give you a medical update.
It does not take that long to recover from a procedure for atrial flutter. Okay.
So he's milking it.
He just don't want to be bothered with her. He meant that. When he said, let's get separated, he meant that.
Oh, he mean that's, what's they say? For life.
He meant that. And now she's like, oh, but I miss him. Yeah, that's how I feel about that.
You don't miss her.
Okay. Who else real briefly?
Lauren and Orion.
Okay.
Mr. I come on TV and I want to act like I'm the stuff. Mr. TV and everything is good. How can he?
I don't even know.
He give everybody else good advice but can't take none of his own.
I'm not understanding Married at First Sight. Like, why did y'all invite the people that aren't couples on a couples retreat?
They needed to make room for TV. It would be boring if you just had Becca and Austin and Brennan and
Emily.
Emily.
I mean, Michael and Chloe are coming.
But
Michael, not there yet.
But Michael and Chloe are still on their honeymoon.
It's still boring because they didn't do nothing with Claire. Not for real. She had a whole conversation with Lauren outside on the basketball court, and Orion just is a mess. So he gets to the retreat. He says he's interested in smoothing things over with Lauren. They haven't talked since Michael and Chloe's wedding. I wonder why. She hadn't talked to you before that. Why would she talk to you after? Because here's the thing. Lauren makes a point to say Orion wants to be friends. He wants to start over. And he hasn't reached out to her. She ain't going to reach out to you. So, of course, y'all haven't talked.
Yeah. I mean, he wants to be friends. If you want to be friends with me, call me. Mm-hmm. Talk to me. Mm-hmm. Ask me to go out to dinner. Ask, hey, you know what, by the way, can we talk tonight? Let's go out to eat. Let's have a conversation. Let's go do, whatever case may be. Let it be friendly. not what you think. He's blowing smoke up her butt.
Yeah,
and she doesn't want to deal with him. She doesn't even want to interact with him. They're in this whole big house and didn't have an interact. Even at the table, he was like, "Hey Lauren, how you doing?" And I even spoke to her like, "I'm doing well." He spoke to the group and not to Lauren, and it made it as if he was trying to speak to her. It wasn't. No.
Yeah, because he talked about the fact that, okay, so again, Lauren said she wasn't sure about, just like Claire, she wasn't sure about participating in the retreat, but she was like, she just determined to come, and she was going to zen out and just, stay grounded or whatever. And Orion talks about how he feels proud about where they're at, and he wants to turn the page on what has happened. And in Lauren's vignette, she was like, I can't take him serious. I feel like he's putting on for them. Because like you said, again, you talking to the table things that you don't even say to me by myself. Like, you don't have a conversation with me by myself. At the wedding, Michael and Chloe's wedding, we're at the table with everybody else. And Claire was actually semi-participating in that conversation, so you weren't talking to me. And Orion was like, I'm really glad that you're here, Lauren. I'm really glad she's here. For what? And so we see Lauren and Claire, like I said, they go on to play on the basketball court and they have a little talk. And Claire talks about how she wants to have a conversation with Cameron.
That's going nowhere.
Yeah, but he's the type to do stuff on his own. And, he wants distance, and she's trying not to take it personal. Why would you take it personal? He literally said rock, paper, scissors, separate. Y'all both said it.
Y'all both, that's what you wanted. Like, if you want a separation and now you want togetherness, like, you wanted to be separated from dude. And this heart thing, she feels bad. And that's what it is. She feels bad by the fact that he has a heart condition after he had the heart condition while they was together. Let's be honest. Can we be honest? He had the heart condition while they was together. It just gotten worse when they separated. He already had it.
I think, I don't even think she feels bad so much. I don't think that's what it is. I think she's really realizing it's like, it's a little bit of you never miss your water till your well runs dry. So it's like, I don't like Cameron like that. It's not, but she misses presence because they was together like day after day for weeks.
And again, that made me, you just jogged my memory. And she's still staying in the apartment. She's still staying there. Again, it's free. She can work from there. I ain't got to pay no rent. Why would I move out? At least 8 weeks I get rent free.
Right.
And get a check for being on TV. Yo, that's a win-win. I can't lose. Can't lose.
Yeah, Lauren and Claire talk about, Lauren says, it's good that she's like, we're going to feel all the feelings. Just go ahead and feel it, and deal with it. And she's glad that they can talk about it. She says, for her and Claire, even though our relationship didn't work out, we can see a lot of growth that we've had. And, she was like, at least you and Cameron are like on good terms. And she said, but me and Orion, we ain't on no terms.
No terms.
He talks to me with the group more than he talks to me outside of the group.
And which is stupid, right? It's all over this Redskin comment. Dumb.
Well, no, It wasn't just that. It was the other thing that she's yelling at me. Which we never saw that part.
She's not yelling.
He felt like she went from 0 to 100.
She didn't give you angry black woman. She wanted to give you angry black woman. And she wanted to put her hand. She didn't.
Be the worst.
She didn't.
It'd be... I'm not going to get on my soapbox.
But
it's nothing worse than somebody accusing you of being an angry black woman and you tell them, this ain't nothing. If you think this is angry black woman, you do not want to see me pre-salvation.
Oh, you don't want to see me when I'm really angry black woman? Or black man?
What you see is passionate. What you see is assertive.
This ain't combative.
This not angry. I ain't turned the table over yet. I don't like it, but anyway. Yeah. So that's what it was. It was the Redskin comment, but then he felt like, oh, she was yelling at me. She was aggressive.
He couldn't handle it. We already know he's a little soft.
She said she's on the fence about talking to him. You
Don't
know,
do it.
there's a lingering feeling of tension. And she was like, you know, I don't see the need for a friendship. I don't see any value in a conversation. And I agree with you. And your sister-in-law told you, you ain't got to talk to him. Don't talk to him.
Well, you ain't got to be friends.
You don't talk to him.
Stay away.
Yep. All right. Next up.
Let's go to
Becca and Austin.
Let's go to Becca and Austin.
Okay. Becca and Austin. So we see them packing for the couples retreat. I thought this was funny. He was like, I got my speaker packed. And she was like, oh, I got mine too. They both bought speakers. I don't know what they're getting ready to play on them.
The love music, girl. They got to get in the mood.
No.
mood.
He's hoping for a relaxing time, you know, and they want a room like far away from each other.
Far away from everybody else.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Away from, the other couples.
The other couples, yeah.
They hope their rooms, the couples' rooms, are far away from each other.
Yeah, that's why they want to get there first.
And they plan to try some of Dr. Pia's suggestions. And she does a little happy dance because she's excited. She thinks she might get some.
Yeah, he wants to give her some. The way he was talking, like I'm ready to jump in. I'm ready to dive into that.
Bruh.
That's what he was saying.
He did, but I'm just astounded.
He was talking like it was like go time.
But this was saying, I'm astounded. and like why it did transpire. I was like, is it like that? Gosh, bro.
No, it didn't transpire.
So they go to the house.
Right,
That's what I'm saying. They go to the house, which my husband told me before. They kind of touched on it. They didn't say whose house it was. Yeah. But Becca's like, oh, the house we're in is a sports star. And like, Austin's like, oh my gosh, you know, it's his house. And like, he's fanboying. And Becca's like, I wish I cared.
And so Von Miller's.
It's Von Miller's house. And Austin was like, I'm sleeping in his bed. I don't care with nobody. I'm sleeping in his bed. And this the part I'm like, bruh, was you that starstruck? It's no way. You was that starstruck of being in the man's house.
If you grew up in Denver and he helped you win the Super Bowl, I mean, he was there. He's been part of the pro system. You ain't
gonna get you none.
Oh no, I'm gonna get me some in his bed. That's what he was thinking. He said
he must not have been.
He did. He said, "Well, you can come if you want to." Instead of being assertive.
Well, later, let's go. Let's go further.
Get there because I'm read all through that because she didn't follow the hint.
Okay, so what had happened was, two of the couples, because there's only really two couples there, they planned outings, which it was funny because Emily and Brennan was
Before we get there, the couples come in. And we gotta get to Emily and Brennan because they were talking about the couple when they talk about the room assignments. And Emily and Brennan were like, "Okay, we're getting separate rooms." And so when we looked, everybody
I was gonna get to that.
Okay, get to that.
I was gonna get to that when I get to them.
Oh, okay, but everybody has separate. But we get to them.
Yeah. Oh, you just want to bring that up because you were like, "Oh, is that many rooms?" Yes,
is that many rooms? Which we talking about him going to the big bedroom later on. So there was rooms for him to go to because everybody took individual rooms. That's why I want to get there.
Well, no, everybody had individual rooms except for Becca and Austin. But obviously, I mean, the house is huge. Did you see that when they panned out? The house is huge.
Yes.
So it's probably got 10 bedrooms and, which I never understood this, 10 bedrooms and 15 bathrooms. Why do you need more bathrooms?
Because when you bring guests over, we got people for.
Anyway, so, again, the two couples that are actually there, they book themselves some little excursions.
Right.
So, Becca and Austin, they go for a massage. I thought it was hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
Hilarious. Because dude was like, we want you to go in the sauna and, you know, get your muscles loosened up because it's warm in there before the beating. I was like, beating?
What kind of massage is this?
What?
Now, I've had a little Asian lady step on my back.
They had to put a little hat on so they didn't get overheated in the sauna. And so dude comes in there with his tree branches, pop, 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 on Austin's back. And Becca's like, I didn't expect this. Different than a typical American massage, but it's okay. You know, it works. It works.
It works for them. It was a beating.
And then did they? Was it cold? She got in it like it was cold.
Yeah, cold. They went from hot heat. They went to a cold, and then when they went to a traditional massage.
Yeah, I don't know.
There was a lot going on.
But after the massage, you know, it was like feeling kind of in an intimate space. Oh, you know, it's about to be on. It's about to be on.
I said this, and I mentioned to you, Becca didn't have a bad little body.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, your girl's in a yellow bikini. Y'all have seen each other. Like, bro, you should be getting ready to get yourself together.
No such luck. You know, he says, we're working on some things. You know, it's getting better. And he was like, yeah. She was like, let's push through it and get it done. And then, like you said, so they were in their room together.
In the room together, get ready to go.
And next thing you know, he hop up and he was like, bro, I'm going to the big bedroom.
Big bedroom. She's like, well, do you want me to come with you? He said, you can come if you want. He should have been like, hey, we're doing all these things. Let's move rooms. Let's change rooms. I need you to come with me over here so we can do what we're going to do in this room here. And I need you to come sleep with me. I need you to come be with me. He didn't take the assertive role. And I think he should have took the assertive role if he still want to have sex. But she also said he was drunk.
Right.
Said he was drunk. So,
and I'm going to rearrange. This was before the massage. Because when they went to massage,
it was that,
he had to apologize to her.
Yeah. But the liquid courage kicked in.
Well, it wasn't.
It wasn't
no courage. Cause,
it should have been liquid courage. He should have had sex with his wife.
Yeah.
In the big bedroom, a big Von Miller's house. And all that, he would have fulfilled his dream and fantasy.
Yeah, she was like,
he was
ready. Drunk. It wasn't very inviting. I wasn't going to join him. No.
I guess nobody wants drunk love.
No.
It worked for Haley and what's his name? Oh my goodness, from Atlanta season.
Yeah.
Can't remember.
Yeah, I could see his face.
Yeah, I could see his face. She had drunk sex with him.
I was mad later, but anyway. All right. So then our last couple on the couples retreat, or do we want to save them for last?
I mean,
it still wasn't really much with them.
Austin and Becca?
No.
Nothing else there. They didn't have sex. She was mad at him, and I still want to know what's going on with Austin. Y'all let me know, because I'm confused as I don't know what. Austin and Becca, I don't know why they can't get it in.
So everybody is kind of, like on our panel, we're kind of vacillating between he must be a virgin or lack experience, or
he knows they're going to work out and he's going to say no.
Or he knows it's not going to, or he's leery about jumping into bed with her in case it doesn't work out. This is my theory. And he don't want to add another body to his list because he takes that just that serious. And as a people, we're not used to men taking sex that serious. So that sounds odd to people. But so it's probably a little bit of all of that. It's a little bit of all of that. And for him, he probably don't feel like, because I don't need the sex to think you like me. I know you like me from the other things you do. Whereas she feels like she needs the sex to know that she's liked.
Yeah.
You better listen. To quote our old bishop, there's going to be a point in time where you can't have the sex. So
you have to get it from her eyes.
You have to get it from her eyes. So you better know it's something else there besides that.
He needs to go again.
Better know that's not the only way I know that you love me.
But this is what messed me up. They both had anticipation that this weekend was going to be the time, right? You packed all these
and it's not over yet.
It's not over yet, but you packed the music, you packed that. I know it's the first night, but let's go get this over with so we ain't got to worry about it. Becca's ready to go.
Over with.
Not get it over. Not in the
top of me and do his business.
No, not like that.
Silly and Mister.
No, silly and Mister. Take your time and enjoy. Do some of the Dr. Pia things. Do it multiple times. Have fun with it. Enjoy yourself and keep it rolling. Right? You move on. And I'm not saying it's just for him, but it's for her as well. She wants to be pleased. So go ahead and please your wife, please yourself, and handle. And what you too worried about?
Lacking confidence.
It might be confidence. Somebody said in the chat it might be what he's working with. But he doesn't have the confidence in what he's working with.
That might be it. I think the other thing is, again, he lacks the experience, and apparently she's got a lot.
Not necessarily she got a lot. She just
when I say a lot, I don't mean a lot of people. I'm just saying. Then she the one that they said was a very sexual being.
She's very sexual.
She's very sex positive. So he's probably intimidated too.
Shouldn't be intimidated. You find out what she likes and you.
Because he's vanilla, baby.
You find out what she likes and you aim to please.
He's BCS, as Elizabeth says, basic
Caucasian sex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, so for Emily and Brennan, they actually get to the retreat house after Becca and Austin, and like you said, he was like, "Yeah, I think it'd be good if we have separate rooms," and she was like, "I'm not surprised." Off the rip, he asked for separate bedrooms.
Now that was red flag number 2 because he didn't want to help her with the bags at the house. He didn't want. Oh, you got too much stuff. You take. That's red flag number. If your wife packs 15 bags, bruh, you the man. Go help her take them bags downstairs. You put them bags in the car. Don't complain. Don't say nothing about it. Have fun because she's always gonna pack more than you, and it's gonna be that way. So get used to it.
If they're supposed to be friends, I would hate to see how he treats his real friends.
Oh, they all get along because they're just alike, and they all guys.
But yeah, he asked for separate bedrooms. So my question is, they're sleeping in separate bedrooms at their apartment.
That is correct.
This is a glimpse. This is the first glimpse that, yeah, they are.
Oh, they've been sleeping in bedrooms.
But I'm just saying.
The first time, it's not the first hint. The first hint he threw was like, in my bathroom. And I don't know if people caught that. It's like a couple episodes ago. It was like my bathroom. But again, they've been sleeping together, sleeping away from each other for a while.
So she has a minute to talk to Becca in the kitchen about it, and she says that, and, you know, Emily was like, I'm going to need the luck of the Irish, basically, to deal with Brennan and expect anything more friendly for what he says we're being friends. And Becca's like, I just want to get lucky.
We're in week 6. Why are we still friends?
But why? That's his thing. We you know, we're getting rid of the pressure, and we just want to focus on a friendship again. Like I said, if that's how you treat your friends, my gosh. What I was trying to say is I hate to see how you treat your enemies.
Yeah. He treats her bad. And he talks down to her. Again, that's the way they communicate. I mean, he does everything opposite of what she says.
Yeah, the one thing I want to say about them is, so then when all the couples get there, well, Lauren shows up while they're doing it. They go to dinner. I thought it was so funny. So they go in the dining room, and Emily comes in with her purse. Like they went out to eat or something. Like, why does she have a purse?
She don't trust them people. Don't leave my purse laying around. She don't trust them people.
We're all at the table.
She don't trust them.
Anyway,
maybe she got a little twin in her pocketbook.
Anyway,
got a little smoke.
You got my thing over there. I'm looking and I don't see it. You know, she said she was before she came, she was hoping that he'll realize that he hasn't been putting forth much effort and that he can put in some initiative. Nope. He asked for separate bedrooms. He's not. Nope.
Not ready. Ain't nowhere near it.
Nope. No. He was like, I hope we're on the same page with just having fun and being friends and being with friends. And so, like I said, she had planned an excursion for them. They're going ATVing. That's one of the things they hadn't done. They've done all things outside.
Everything's been fun outside.
And so she's excited to go ATV riding, expecting good vibes or whatever. And the funniest part, but not funny because of what happened later, when she says, "Oh, we scheduled ATVing," and the other couple's like, "Oh, for everybody." She was like, "Oh no, my bad. It's just for me and Brennan." And so, Austin jokes, "Oh, I hope y'all both crash."
What? Eek. Sometimes you speak those things that are not as though they were.
No, that's some of the power of death and life is in the tongue.
Yeah, you start talking.
Watch
what you say.
Watch what you ask for, because they go ATVing and they having like a really good time. Brennan's like, we're just working on a friendship aspect of the relationship before they get on the ATVs. He tells the people, say a prayer for us.
Yes.
And they going along just as nice, just riding it,
Based
and
off her-
bump, bump, bump.
Based off her history, she's always doing something, and something always happens. You can't go out with slap rock.
Bump, bump, bump. Man, that thing turned over, and I mean,
Blood everywhere.
he says, "Is she okay?" I'm like, "Is he talking to the cameraman?" I don't know. He says, "Is she okay?" And they're like, "No." He gets off his ATV to go see about her. You know, one thing I can say, he did have, a rag to her head, and at one point they lifted up. I said, "Sis gashed her head open."
That junk was like she slit that bad boy.
Yeah, it was like this. She had a
She kept going though. She's a soldier.
pretty big gash, and from the preview, like she's in the hospital. That hair is all pink from.
When they watched the blood, look. He was scared. He started taking care of her.
He was like, "Oh my God."
So maybe this is the thing.
Bad.
Maybe this is the thing they need for him to actually show love and appreciation and show concern, because he was concerned. He wanted to make sure she was okay.
What do you mean? He has already said, "I care about her a lot."
Which is stupid, because the way, if you care about her a lot, then you should be treating her better.
He don't.
And you don't treat her as such.
He don't. All right.
Yeah.
So, last but not least, to the actual, besides Becca and Austin, I'm going to say the actual real couple.
The real couple. The couple that's married.
Emily and Brennan ain't no couple.
Well, everybody's married, nobody. But the real couple. Go ahead.
So, they're waking up cuddled up next to each other. He said he slept good, didn't realize it had snowed while they were
nice little snow cover on the ground.
She said she slept well too. She was more at ease. She feels better after their talk when she told when she told him, I'm nervous about moving in together. I don't know if I could do this.
No night terrors.
And she said she bawled her eyes out, and he was like, "Well, it's good to have a cry. Something. Sometimes you need to get it out." She explains that it didn't have anything to do with him. She said she just got a lot of settling to do, and he was like, "Well, we all kind of we both have to settle into it." He said he's only lived in one space before.
Yeah.
And they both been independent for some time, and so the feeling of not being at home, like they'll both probably kind of feel that.
Yeah, they both feel that.
And so,
but he talked about bringing his paintings over.
Yeah, that's later.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll let you lead.
They talk. That's okay. Which I'm going to. So when they move into the apartment, they go to see the apartment, but they also talk about the fact that they're going to see each other's places, and she's excited for.
It's that nervous excitement, because she smiles too much to me. Like everything's a nervous smile.
Yeah.
And she laughs it off. And you don't know, when you have people who do it a nervous smile and laugh off, can't tell when they're serious and when they're joking and playing.
Right.
That nervous laugh is weird.
So they go to their apartment. They like the way it's set up. It's a lot of space. We see them picking sinks. He's like, because your skincare routine, you can have this side. I'll just put my stuff over here. And she was like, in exchange, so I give you the choice of the closet. You can have the bigger closet. Well, he didn't want it. She offered it to him.
And he was going to take it regardless. He was going to take it.
No, he wasn't. But he said it shows that she's selfless. He was like, I feel like the apartment really fits my style. What's something she would add? She was like, nothing. Remember, she's a minimalist. And
but a lot of stuff.
For him, not really. For him, he said he wanted to add his canvas art. He has a couple of pieces and one that a friend painted for him that he wants to bring. And in her vignette, she was like, everything up to this point kind of feels like a fantasy. Didn't expect it to go that well. They enjoyed being on a honeymoon with each other, but we're excited to get into the real world, is what he said.
Can we stop on this honeymoon? It's cheap. I'm going to say cheap because they get cheated. They're cheated out of a good honeymoon.
Yeah.
They cheated. They have to do like a weekend type thing. Come back to be past the cow. To go to the resort with the other couples. They haven't had that full week to spend time with each other without having to be rushed. And I feel like they're rushed. And I'm not even mad.
I told you, I feel like they're going to have to make their decision with the other couples, and that sucks. That sucks.
They should get 8 weeks.
She talks about how she's an introvert, and normally after a trip, she would have gone back to her place to decompress. She was like, so I'm going to have to find some way to decompress in this space for him.
Yeah.
So So they woke up the next morning in their apartments, and he brought her coffee in bed, and he was like, "This, I know this is the way you usually start your day, so I'm gonna, you know, do it." He was like, "Coffee might be garbage, but at least I tried," you know.
He's very attentive and caring.
Mm-hmm. She talked about how she slept pretty good that night before, but she went to bed at 7:45. She said she was overwhelmed by the day, but she got a good night's sleep.
7:45. I couldn't tell you the last time I went to sleep except before.
There's no way.
There's no way. 7:45? Y'all go to sleep that early? There's no way in the world that I can get in bed at 7:45 and be like, all right, good night, y'all.
I have before, but
if I was sick.
No. It had to be like a
what was I at?
I don't know. I'm talking about like, you know, after church on a Sunday when we sat down and ate and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Something like that. I've never went to bed that early on a weekday after work.
Catching itis don't count.
But it wasn't necessarily the itis.
Catching itis don't count.
It wasn't necessarily the itis.
This is willingly at 7:35 getting your PJs, closing your blinds and shades, and say, you know what, good night, y'all. Talk to you later.
I've never.
Yeah. Sorry.
I've never. I have purposely went to bed, but probably not my PJs. But and he just tells her, I hope she's not too hard on herself about being overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed too. It's to be expected.
Yeah.
And she compliments him on the way that he's comforting to her. He's been a rock of stability, and he's showing himself to be a wonderful support system. And again, they're going to see each other's apartments. And he was like, just brace yourself for my closet. And I'm going to jump to his real quick. When she sees his closet, it's not as bad as he made it out to be.
It's organized.
Yeah, in his own little way, it is organized. But she expected to be overrun with stuff, and it wasn't.
No. It wasn't. I mean, he was thoughtful, respectful. He was able to take care of his own stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Was able to articulate what his needs were and what he was bringing and why he was bringing it. Showing him another suit closet, I believe.
No, it was his coats.
Coats, yeah.
So he has his closet, and then he had an overflow in another room.
It's an attic. No, another room. Sorry.
Yeah, with some other stuff, and he had this. He was like, "Oh, you might could put this on as a pink puffer coat." So the pink suit was not out of the ordinary for him. He's got a pink puffer. And she puts that on, but she also put that over one of his longer, like, trench coats. And he's like, I never thought to do that. And
she's showing her
fashion
sense.
Yeah. So before I hit this last part about his clothes, let me go to her place. So they go to her place, and he was like, he likes getting some insight into who she is. Mm-hmm. Even though she's a minimalist, he thought it would be less accents there than it was. And so she had her grandpa's old army trunk for a coffee table that she had refurbished, and she had some gold accents on it. And he was like, okay, it's more decorative in here than I thought. She has a Peloton and some boxing gloves in her bedroom.
Not an echelon. But a Peloton.
So in her bedroom, and she was like, oh, can you help me put my duvet on? And that was, so she was like, this is the only way I figured that was best to do it. So she basically climbs up in there with her butt tooted up in the air, and she's wiggling in the duvet, and he's like looking on like, he was like, he's
ready, like he was getting a free show.
Yeah, he was like, He said, I need a cigarette after watching her climb in that duvet. And so she's going through her jewelry and pulling stuff out. Okay, so... And then so she has a pearl necklace. And he was like, oh, I like that. Can I try on your pearl necklace? And she's like...
She looked at him like most people look at their husband when they say, can I try?
Because it wasn't just... Okay, let me say. It wasn't just a pearl necklace. It wasn't a string of pearls. It's a pearl necklace like I got. It's several strings.
Several layers
together with a big pearl like on the side. I was like...
He wanted to put it on and wear it.
Me, myself, too. I was like, And she was like, I've never dated a guy that leans into his feminine side before. Now, she said, before I ain't never dated a guy with the tattoos like this. Yeah. Now, she said, I never dated a guy that leaned into his feminine side like this. Then when she gets to his place, he got skirts. And she's even more like,
she doesn't deal with a guy who's feminine. She's having a hard time dealing with this.
She literally brings it up when they talk to Pastor Cal.
She's having a hard time with his feminine ways or his feminine masculinity.
When he pulled the skirts out, she was like, "Oh, we're doing this?"
Yeah.
He got more skirts than me. And she looks at his dog and 2 cats. "Oh, your dad wears skirts." I was like...
She's embarrassed. She's embarrassed.
No, she ain't embarrassed. She just don't know what to do. Like,
she's embarrassed by him. Like, I don't do this. This is not what I do. I'm a conservative person. I don't do this. All this other stuff. You just free.
So they go meet with Pastor Cal, and he jokes and tells her, "Oh, when you gonna let me borrow?" But this before they meet. "When you gonna let me borrow the big hoop she got in her ear?" And she was like,
"Not
maybe after Pastor Cal's visit."
Yeah, like I'm not sharing this
what?
with you. You're gonna get it. You're gonna get it on your own, bro. Like, no, each his own.
Pastor Cal comes. He's like, they look great together. Glad they had a chance to do better, get him another pick. And she was like, I'm not sure if 2 years ago I would have had the mental strength and emotional capacity and everything to deal with this. And she was like, he was wearing my jewelry. She was like, "I'm not used to that." Yeah. It's just, he's vastly different than my typical type, but I'm leaning into it because obviously I wasn't picking the right people, so I'm leaving it to y'all to pick somebody for me. So if it's somebody that leans into his feminine side, I mean, it is what it is. He's a very unique persona. Yeah. And Pastor Cal was like, I can appreciate, his persona, whatever. She was like, again, she's reconciled to her norm. It just hasn't worked. And so
she's going to try something different, and hopefully she'll let him lead.
Yeah. And, a man that leans into his feminine side. And Pastor Cal was like, I think we do ourselves a disservice when we say, okay, because a man is caring, because he, for example, just not this necessarily, because there are some men like this too, is really concerned about his appearance. Yes. And he's particular about his dress, that those are feminine characteristics.
You can't mix it too. I think the feminine characteristics come in not by him being meticulous about how he looks.
For some people that is, though.
Some people it is, but it also may be the put it on the female stuff. Whether it's earrings, whether it's necklaces, just that part right there is what's really messing her up, because she's seen him wanting to wear it, genuinely wanting to wear it, and probably putting it in a good combination where she was like, "Oh, that looks nice." Like, where you going type deal. So it's a lot to this when you start peeling back the layers of the marriage they have and how his metrosexual, I'm going to call it metrosexual, his metrosexualness is going to mess it up, because this is not what she does.
Yeah, but Pastor Cal was like, as long as there's a mutual comfort and respect, I think you'll be fine. How's the emotional connection going? It says building daily. They got a good comfort level. There's no awkwardness there. And Pastor Cal was like, he wants them to want each other. And she likes that he's like, let me get a piece of my wife. Like, yeah, she likes that. I could tell he's really attracted to me.
And he's not putting on a show. Yeah. Or he just wants to be able to be connected with her and to build a strong relationship. She's the one that seems kind of iffy.
Yeah, but she was like, if he didn't feel that way about her, she would feel like, let's pack it up or whatever. And so they discussed, emotional connection and physical connection, and he says he doesn't think there's a hindrance to the emotional connection nor the physical. And she was like, we're just not there completely emotionally. He said, I would rather build the emotional connection before we get to the sex part. And
he's in I'd say that when a man says that, he's in for the long haul. He doesn't seem like he's trying to play any games. He's in for the long haul. The first one didn't work. The first one didn't work out. God sent me somebody else, and I'm going to treat them to the best of my ability. He has her crying every time he treats her nice, like she doesn't expect him to do the stuff.
It kind of reminds me of, but I feel like she's more overboard with it. Yeah. Than it reminds me of Chris and Nicole. Because Nicole was like, she never really had a guy treat her well.
Yeah.
And she got emotional, but not like Chloe is with the way Chris treated her.
Chloe is very emotional.
Yeah, so Pastor Cal was like, y'all are married. Give yourself permission to be married. Show your emotions and have the sex.
Yeah. Everybody pushing the sex.
I hate that.
What, they them pushing the sex? Let it come natural. I think you should let it flow. I think if it's gonna come, it's gonna come natural. You shouldn't have to force it. I'm just thinking. Now, you should be able to cuddle. You should be able to.
You shouldn't be telling me to.
You should be able to
have
be.
the sex.
Should be able to be the big spoon, the little spoon, and y'all should be. They should be able to cuddle and do all the other stuff. But yeah, we'll see.
That's it.
Something's going on with her though. The fake laughing, she's a little bit off. I'm not saying the elevator don't go to the top. I'm not saying none of that. I'm just saying something seems a little bit off. Am I the only one that sees that? Y'all let me know. Kid chat below. Do you
a lot of people think she's exaggerating. Like she's over
top, right?
Yeah.
If you think something's wrong with her, let me know. All right, but it is what it is with her, right? We'll get more to retreat next week. Chloe and Michael will be on the retreat. Mm-hmm. And we'll see how that shapes out and pans out, and we'll see if we have some fireworks. We'll see how Emily's doing. Mm-hmm. We know she lived, y'all. She's been on the after. She's been on after parties and all this other. She's alive. Might be where the wrist thing came from. She was healing up and it got even worse.
No, she had that from before.
But
she slipped in the shower.
Thank you for rocking with us. Make sure you leave a comment in the comment section below. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the bell notification so you don't miss any of our episodes. Make sure you tune in on Sunday afternoons for the All-Star panel with Talisa Ray and August Love Story.
Our family.
Our family. You never know who may stop by. Make sure you like everybody's stuff. Subscribe. And got some new stuff in the works that's coming out for you. New Married at First Sight stuff that we can try to do before the end of the year. And we got just hit the subscribe button and the bell notification and you can check us a little bit later.
Bye, y'all.
Peace.
I'm pretty sure that's like this.
Yeah, this is peace. All right. This is see you later. This is peace. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes, sir. Hang 10.
Yeah. What she said.